If you want to be top raider consistently, I think you're gonna need about, it depends how many farm list village do you have. Like, let me check them. So 920, 2150, 5199. So there's about 220 village now ish. 210, 220. Really, I like 5 EI, 5 EC for farming purposes. Doesn't matter if there is residents in the village. You mean for sending? Like here, you put 5 EI or 5 EC. I understand. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about farm list in the end, because farm list, I mean, this is my specialty. I'm gonna quickly show you. I don't want to leak my account, but anyway, I'm gonna show you quickly my standings. So I started looting on week 6, top 3, top 2, and now top 1 permanently. So even here, I'm always top 1. There's almost 1 million difference now. And by the end of the week, I'm probably gonna be like 10 million or 11 million, and the rest is gonna be like 6 million. So I'm gonna be like ahead by 4 or 5 million of everyone. I stopped getting population, and now I'm falling. I was always top 1 from day 1, and now this is day 65. So at day 59, I stopped producing villages, and I started permanently producing units. You can see I already have 12 village. All of them are maxed out, and I have perma resources, all sending to my capital, which is this one, and permanently producing. I'm playing as Teuton, so I'm producing rams, and yeah, whatever. So we'll talk about this in a second, but I just want to show you that to me, farm lists are super important. Like, look, here in this account, I only have 100 village or 110 village to loot from. So you have the double that amount. So if I need like 10,000 unit, you will need 20,000 unit. Makes sense? Because you have twice more villages to loot. Anyway, enough of my account. Let's go back to yours. Spam message. Spam. All right. So what I did here, I consider that you have a helmet 27, and I wanted to see the cost for Kata EI Empyrean. I need what? How many units? So currently you have 67, 53. This is about 120 village, and this is 100. So currently you have 220 villages in your farm list. 220. So eventually this number is gonna decrease. It's gonna be like 150, and then 100, and then 80, whatever. So for now, you need like a lot of units, because let me show you. For now, the highest is 99 here, 50, 23. So for now, you don't need more than 1 or maximum 2 units per village. So for now, you only need whoa. What's up, Karam? You good? Sup. So for now, if this is how I do it. So this is the furthest village, 51. What about here? 50, 52. So how long does it take to reach this village? It takes you 3 hours and 42 minutes. Okay, we'll talk about it. I'm using imps for the small villages up to 50 villages. Yeah, we'll talk about it. At some point, you're gonna have this. I keep going back on my account. At some point, you're gonna have this 2k outgoing, 2k ingoing. So when this happens, you don't need to produce more units. Like in my case, I'm looting with paladins. In your case, you're looting with EIs. So once you have 2k outgoing, 2k ingoing, you stop producing. And then you swap into Caesaris. Unless you don't care about being the top robber, then you can start before. Makes sense? EI versus EC. We have a target. We need to be able to perma-produce catapult EC Empyrean or catapult EI Empyrean. And so what I did was simply, for example, stable, great stable. Before. Oh, stable is missing. Okay. Yeah. So as you see here, 581, this is the number. I just copy pasted them here. And then I did the same for barracks and great barracks. Barrack, I did them manually, so you can see them here. And then I did the workshop, so you can see them. Wait, this, oh, it's here, okay. So this is it, okay? And then you add them. This is the sum of wood per day that you need. This is clay, and this is iron. You can see you need more of wood. And if you look for the EC instead of EI, you need much more iron. All right. So I did a small introduction here saying, if you look at the troops, what the reason I prefer as a governor, the reason I prefer going EI instead of EC is simply because Empyrean need a lot of iron. This is one. EI need a lot of wood, and catapult need a lot of clay. So this way, all the resources are kind of balanced, a little bit equal, you know? However, if you go EC, what's gonna happen is EC is heavy on iron, and Empyrean is heavy on iron. So this is what you see here. The cost of iron is like almost double the wood, I'm going EC because I have tons of iron. I mean, you can, and you could also just go here and do offering iron, buying wood, and you could trade, but whatever. I will look at the map. Just a second. Before jumping on the map. So another reason is sometimes you can't get enough of iron. Sometimes it's not your case, but sometimes you can get this number. So what happens is you have to use a lot of NPC. Like you have to do a lot of this NPC, and you do this just to get enough iron. So what happens with governor's account is you have to pay a lot of gold if you're playing EC. If you're playing this as governor, sometimes you have to pay a lot of gold. It depends on your village setup. So this is why I don't usually recommend it to anyone, because it needs a bit of experience. And also, as king or as duke, this is easier because of tributes, because of these, like the tribute collection. So I prefer going EI on governor account. I prefer going this if you're a governor, and especially if you're a good loot, like you rob a lot, then just keep going EI. Like, anyway, do whatever you want, but just keep going EI. It's gonna be great. Like, let me do a quick overview. Let's say you have, I don't know, like 90 days of producing like, this is pretty good. If you get this number, this is great. And also it's gonna be higher because of the fealty bonus. Because of this, you're gonna unlock it soon, and it's gonna increase by 3. So this is gonna become 3, and this is gonna become like 30%. And then I put enter. So this is the actual value, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. This is not bad. Like this amount here, 20 million almost. If you're gonna do EC, it's not gonna be 90 days. It's probably gonna be like 75 or even 70. So EI, you're gonna perma produce, and because of the robbery, like the looting, because of this with EI, you can start earlier. So let's say you start at day 50, so you have like 90 days of production. I'm not using weapon, so this is the total. if you start at day like 60. But with EC you have to start later. So you're gonna have to produce like 70 days of EC or 75 days of EC. So we're comparing 16.5 versus 18.3. So you see what I'm trying to say? This is why, in my opinion, EI are better. Otherwise, if you were a duke or a king, because of tributes, you can start earlier. Instead of 75 days of production, you can do actually like 87 or 80 or whatever. And then this value becomes much closer. Like you can do even 95 days maybe. Look at this value, 19.3 million. And then if I said EI, sorry, wait just a second. So 93 of this, you have 20 million now versus 18. So you are able to start earlier as duke or king because of the tributes, but as governor you don't have a lot of resources. This is why I prefer if you go EI, because you can do more units of EI, and you can see here 18.3 million versus like versus 16.5 or even 17.5 or what do I mean by this? Look at this value here. Total res needed for EI is almost 2 million. Total res needed for EC is 2.1 million. Per hour, it's 88 versus 80. So you need like 9k. Let me do the exact value here. Minus. Per hour, you need to produce an additional 8.5k to do perma EC. This is level 10 4-6 village. You produce 1.25 wood, clay and iron, which is a total of this. So you need this divided by this. You need almost 3 villages, 2 villages, 3 villages extra to be able to do perma EC. To do this 2 or 3 extra villages, you're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have higher CP, which takes time. This is why I'm saying if you're producing 90 days of EI, it's gonna be like 75 days of EC. You understand now what I'm trying to say? So this is not gonna be the same date. So you can't say 90 EC versus 90 EI. It doesn't work like that. This is why. Because you need 2-3 more villages to be able to do perma. You say I need more villages if I need to go for EC? Yes, exactly. You need 3 more villages. Like technically 2.5 if you want. Like the 3rd village doesn't need to be maxed, but of course we're gonna max it for efficiency. Oh, okay. You mean the base number. Okay. So let's find that answer now. So what we need is this. What we need is this as a base. So we're gonna find out how many villages we need for this. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do, let me make this bigger. Resource. All right. Level 10. I need a 4-6. Nope, not this one. This one, 4-6. Low. Okay, so this is one village, right? So this is one village. I don't really care about the crop at this moment. I just care about this. Okay? We're gonna say that you have, let's say, I don't know, 10% sometimes. Sometimes it's gonna be 5%. Or sometimes it's gonna be 15%, right? Sometimes it's gonna be like this, sometimes like this, sometimes like this. And if you have troops inside of the Oasis, this is gonna be like 1.5, maybe 1.8. This is the maximum per village. Makes sense? So far so good? Yes, no, okay. So what we're gonna do is this. Okay, I just wanted to remember how much you get from Oasis. Like this one. So you get an additional 250 from the troops. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about crop right now. Crop is a totally different topic, absolutely different topic. I just want to focus on this now, like this number, to know how many villages you need, and then we're gonna talk about crop after. All right, so this is 250 additional, and then there's also 370, let's say 400. So this is an additional 650. Oh no, this is increased because this is yeah, it's level 12. It's not accurate. Let me check my account. I can have an exact number. Okay, so you get 250 and 250, so that's 500 per Oasis. Per Oasis, you get 250 plus 250. Let me check another one. I want to have an exact value. 250, 250. Okay. So the highest you can have is this, the highest. Like this, and then this is the highest, plus 500. You can get higher than this. So maybe you want it to be like this, maybe? Or like this, maybe? Or you want me to consider that it's actually 500? If you wanted 500, this is the middle ground. In all cases, this value is only changing a bit. Like, look. Like 2 villages. Yes. Yes. Yes, exactly. So maybe one Oasis is like 10% and another is 5, or one Oasis is 15% and another is 10. So if you want to take average of all the Oasis you have on your account, it's gonna be close to 20 to 30% in the middle. It's never gonna be like close to 50%, and it's never gonna be close to 0%. So this is why, like, I don't want to go higher than this. Like, having 25% is already like middle ground, and in most cases some people don't have this. Some people have more. Like, for example, my account, it's a bit insane. I don't want to like, look at this. 25, 20, 25 and crop, 25 and crop. All of them are maxed, by the way. 25 and 25, I'm maxed. 20, 20, 25 and crop, 20 and 25. I'm maxed on all of them, 25 and 20. But this is a strategy that you have to implement when I show you the map. Like, right now, it's useless to explain. 25, 25. Me personally, I know how to utilize this, and we're gonna talk about it once we look at the map. Okay? So, in average, this is the number. Like, you need 18 to 19 village if you're not looting. But if you're not looting and you're doing EI, it's useless. Oh, okay, fixed. If you have max, which is this value, 4750, it's still gonna be 16 to 17 village. But it's never gonna be like this. Never. Like, even my account, like, some of them are crop. Oh, not this one. Like this one. This is only crop and 25. So on average, it's 500 only. All right. Makes sense, boys? By the way, getting 12 village, on average this is 51k per hour. You still need like 29k. My setup here is 12 village and I stopped. Or I'm already stopped. But now I'm still gaining some I'm still gaining enough, and next time I'm gonna do one of these as a city, and so I'm gonna be still gaining some resource. So this is never gonna be fixed. You're always gonna have plus city. So now it's like an additional 3 to 4k, like let's say 3.5k. Like, sorry, 3.5k, and then maybe another city later on, and that's another 3.5k. And maybe another one, I don't know. Maybe you want to do 14 villages. Regardless, okay? So let's anyway keep it at 12. And now the difference is this. This minus this. You still need about 30k per hour of resources. Well, let's look at this. Let's take this value. Let's do it here. There we go. So now you have this value that you got in 4 days. So per day you're doing this. You're looting this much per day. Per hour, 24. It's gonna be this. So right now, this is your total production if you have 12 village. If you have 12 village, this is the total production. You do this, plus this. You still need 16k resources. Do you see how I'm getting this number? Does it make sense? Do you understand the math behind it? Yeah, all right, perfect. Okay, so and if this was the case, if we're doing for this one, for EC, and you're not gaining this, because with EC it's harder to loot. From my current production person, exactly. So if you were doing this, which is EC, you wouldn't have this. So you'd only have this, and you still need equal this minus this. You still need almost the same amount, like 40k, which is like another 10 villages. I'm going to increase these numbers exactly. So you need this amount, like 81k almost, to be able to do perma EI, and it's even more if you were going EC. So let's say you actually did 13 village. Okay, actually did. Okay, and now the difference is this number, this minus this. This is 11k per hour. Let's see per day. It's equal to this. So per day, you need to loot an additional 270. It looks like plus 2 village when looking at hourly production needed. No, it's more, because one village is on average like this. On average. So you need technically divided by... You need 2 village and a half, so 3 villages. So this is if I have 13 village, you still need 3 villages. But this is gonna increase. This is gonna increase. Like at some point you're gonna do this. Oh yeah. I already wrote it here. It's 2.2 days additional. So sorry, 2.2 village additional. So technically 3 villages. Yes, here. I wrote it here. So our goal is gonna be, first of all, getting to 12 village, at least a 12 village, or maybe 13 village. At 12 village, what you can do is this: you get to 12 village, you start doing perma catapults, perma AI, whatever, and then you start increasing the level of, where is it? Where's the tab? And then you start increasing grade stable levels gradually. So maybe first is gonna be like level 5, slowly you get level 8, then 11, etc. And in the meantime, what's happening is this number here, the looting, let's say 2 million. This is gonna increase. And when this is gonna increase, you're gonna need less resources over time. You're gonna need less villages, I mean. This is why EIs are so good, because of the looting. On average, like, you need less village. Like, if you remember, we needed 19 villages to be able to do perma production. But now with the EI, you only need like 12, maybe 13 villages. And with good amount of loot, you don't need more than 12, 13 villages. Because you don't need more villages, you can produce now, sorry, you can produce more days. So day, and now you can do 80 days instead of 70 days production, or 90 days. Makes sense? All right, let's talk about big celebration. Let's do it. So, big celebration. Wood. I think we covered everything about looting and villages as an overview starter. And then we're gonna talk about how to increase it, okay? Now we're gonna talk a bit about the big celebration. How to, like, how can you even at this stage of the game, you know the math? Wait, let me share with you something. Wait. We're gonna do big celebration. So this is per day, how much CP you will gain from one big celebration. At level 10, one big celebration takes 43 hours to terminate until you can do the next celebration. And per day you get this much. Because in total you're gonna get 2k. Wait. What's up? Hear me out first. Okay. So it's better to make 4 smalls than 1 big. It depends on the level of the town hall. In general, no, it's not. If you talk, it depends on the level of the big celebration and the small celebration. Level are the town halls. In the village, you're producing the small ones. We can actually compare them here. Is it only level 1? So it's like 2k per day. In that case, 2 big celebration produce 226 more. Is it level 2? Then it starts getting, it's still like 2 big celebration are still better. There's a specific margin, like for example level 3 or level 4, at which they become better than big celebration. Level 6 at the moment and level 10. Running small, yeah, if it's beyond level 4, then sure. If it's beyond level 4, then of course, but if it was level 1, 2 or 3, I would say never. Wait, actually maybe even level 4 is wrong. Wait, let me check. Calculator. So 1113 divided by 2, 556. Okay, so level 4 is fine. Level 4 is fine, but anything below level 4 is not fine. So as I'm saying, while building up, you prefer small celebrations because it's like the amount of resources needed per hour is less than this. Of course, I agree. If you're gonna do them with the town hall higher than level 4, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I thought you were keeping them level 1, and then I was gonna say absolutely not. If it's beyond level 4, absolutely agreed. In the beginning, you can do this. Yeah, we're on the same page line. As long as beyond level 4, then for sure. All right, perfect. And as exactly as you said, and I'm gonna just explain for the remaining of the chat. I think Huram is still in the chat. Look at the amount of resource per hour needed. At level 4, it's almost 300 per resources, and only 60 in crop. Look here, 700, almost 800 clay, and almost triple the amount of crop. So he's right by saying in the early game, I prefer doing this. Yes, you can, but you need to do it level 4 at least in all villages. All right. I'm also building level 10 because of building CP per day. Absolutely, we're gonna talk about passive CP also. Look at my passive CP in my server, almost 8k passively without doing any celebration. So this is almost 4 big celebration almost per day. All right, let's see. So you have 2 stone oasis, but you won't have high influence. Like maybe you get 5%, maybe 10, but I doubt you will get more than this. Because you're super far. Do you know how influence is calculated or not? Do I need to talk about it? Just let me know if you do or you don't. Be right back. Another cup of water. I'm speaking a lot, so my throat is kind of like dry as fuck. Just a sec. No, you know. Okay. So no need to talk about it. So I assume that you know what I mean, and that what's gonna happen is this is gonna actually be even less than the average. So if you're actually doing this, what's gonna happen is you probably will increase like the amount of villages needed, or you will need to be even more active for looting. When you choose villages that are not optimal in terms of oasis, this is the consequence. Like you will have to loot more. Maybe you won't be able to because there's not a lot of inactive villages, and probably you will need to do more villages. So you'll need to be careful when choosing villages like this. Maybe 1 or 2 is fine, but don't go with 4 or 5 or even like a lot of villages with low influence. Make sense? Because sometimes you can't control the amount you loot. So you should kind of aim to optimize villages with the best influence possible. If it's not like an option, then you have to make sacrifices. Like maybe one of the sacrifices is, I don't know, attacking more oasis to get some extra resources because you don't have good influence and you don't have enough loot. Makes sense? So you will have to be even more active and attack oasis. I'm planning to do that. Yeah, so because you don't have the most optimal setup, you're gonna have to be even more active now. So this is the, I mean, it's not an issue as long as you can solve it, but do you want to be as active as you say, or do you want to, like personally me, on this server, I don't want to be as active. So I chose everything perfectly. Let me show you some of my villages. So this is my like secret. I do 3 to 4 villages per area. What does one area mean? It means this. Epic pen. Let me show you. Can I do like circles and stuff like this here? Fuck, I can't. Anyway. So look at this. Look at this. 3 villages next to each other. 3 villages next to each other. This was my starter. I don't care about this one. Alright, so 3 villages next to each other. So what's gonna happen with 3 villages next to each other is simply, so this oasis is influenced by 1, 2, and 3 villages. Same for this. Same for this. Same for this. All of these oases are influenced by all of my villages. So I don't have to put a lot of troops, and I don't want to cheat my team. I don't want to send like 500 troops on one village. I only send 250, that's it. But the way to increase it is I put more villages. Now if you look here, no one is here, so 2 is enough. Look at this, I have 3 50% crop oasis and 2 25% stone. Here, this one is impacting this, so I don't have 3 villages, so I have 20%. If I had another villages, I would be 25, but 20% is still fine. So what I recommend you is always work in 3, minimum 2, at least 2, but the best is 3. Like for example here, I don't have the highest. I have 20% and 10% only because I have 1 village. But I chose this one because the village is a great spot to me. Like it's like right next to the oasis. So me personally, because I know this secret, which is trying to have a good average, I always focus on influence. I always optimize my village choices and get the best options. I'm gonna show you one last time. Look at this. Oasis. I need to refresh. Look. Top 2 influence, top 1, top 1, top 1, top 1, top 1, top 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. I'm always top 2 or top 1 except for this one, and I just showed you why, because there's only 1 village. But everything else, without exception, is top 2 or top 1. Top 1, top 1, top 1, top 1, top 2, top 1, top 1, top 4, this is the exception. 2, 2, 1. You see, everything is top 2 and top 1. So my average is actually higher than this. So my average is like probably like this. This is my average. And look at my ranks. I will just a second. And I have like insane looting. So like I'm way above my total res needed. This is why I was able to start way earlier. Anyway, going here. Oasis. So top 1, top 5. Wait, first of all. So this is top 1, but there's no troops. So it's not the best choice, but it's still good.